I already made a couple of videos on the so-called Chinese spy balloon that made its way from the west coast of the U.S., specifically over Montana, making its way all the way to the Carolina coast. Now you have this story of this so-called UFO over Alaska, and then you had this other one over Canada, over the Yukon Territory. Definitely, this is world stage theater. How this all happens and all the focal point of the news is pointing in this direction. And definitely a huge aspect with this tweet from Justin Trudeau, how Canada and the U.S. are working together as one, taking down this so-called UFO. What they state was a metallic-looking object that was cylindrical. So that's planting seeds in the minds of, obviously, UFOs. But nonetheless, definitely when it comes to symbolism, we'll get to that as always. But let's play this clip first off to start off with this so-called news story.
Developing news, the U.S. shoots down another unidentified object in the sky. On Friday, U.S. officials say President Biden gave the order for an F-22 to shoot down a separate object flying over Alaska's icy northern coast. But as investigators work this weekend to gather more information, the object's origin and purpose remains a mystery.
And this is a huge aspect. Again, all these events, they're basically spotlighting one at a time. The last 3 years, we know what the big news story was. And that was the focal point for that time frame. They don't want to introduce these type of news stories during that time, again, because it'll take away from what they're focusing on. So, again, to be very concise, they want to focus on one news story at a time, just like a movie. That's basically what it comes down to. The world's a stage. And definitely when it comes to this world stage, a huge aspect is symbolism, like I always point out. You're going to see the dead horse here in Alaska. And that comes down to, again, from this very famous Freemason, Manly P. Hall, who I quote many times in the past. It is said that wisdom lies not in saying things, but in seeing through things. And of course, as I've shown this many times as well, when the human race learns to read the language of symbolism, a great veil will fall from the eyes of men. And again, that gets back to what we see here with the dead horse. The horse symbolism, as always, being spotlighted with these news stories. Here you have Joe Biden. Obviously, he's towards the left. And they want to get the horse symbolism in plain sight. Make no mistake about it. And here you go, again, the horse symbolism. And again, here you go, going back a couple of years. Of course, this is biblical when it comes to the horses. The first horseman, a conqueror with a bow and a crown, rides a white horse. This is when Biden got his first plunge. And the second plunge, he wore the red horse. The second horseman is given a great sword and rides a red horse. And this is obviously a constant theme throughout the years. With the white, again the red, the black, of course the 33, and the pale horse with Damien Oliver, of course, supposedly going into space along with Jeff Bezos. Just another psyop. And of course, all this is meant to happen on the world stage. And again, people are focusing on the aspect when they first hear this breaking about UFOs. What's going on? What is this? Part distraction, definitely. But part of mainly what I'm getting at is definitely showing the construction of this New World Order. And definitely with, obviously, Justin Trudeau of Canada and Biden working together as one to take down this so-called UFO over Canada. And that gets to this Yahoo News article, as you see here. Definitely painting a picture with showing this alien and the question mark, over the heads of what's happening here. So definitely this is in the direction of the whole UFO angle, like I stated. We'll see what happens moving forward. But definitely, again, this is all made to happen on the world stage.